Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back down under the mat. We're here with a special episode for you today. We have just watched the Raw on Netflix debut. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to change the game.
Oh,
Dan.
Yeah, that was my line.
That's Dan's line. He gets all the credit. I absolutely loved it. Figured it'd be no better way to kick off this review episode of the Netflix era, as Triple H coined it.
Interesting that he's now tried to get it as far
away from that Paul Levesque era thing.
Yeah, it's now the Netflix era. First thing that I want to comment on this show is how spectacular the Intuit Dome looked.
Oh, now amazing.
Talking with you around this, so the Intuit Dome is a new stadium. It's only like a year or so old, if that. It's $1 billion basketball stadium. Pretty sure it's built for the Golden State Warriors, and it's because it's not a Lakers arena. It's in Inglewood, but it is $1 billion.
It definitely looks like it.
Stadium. Like you could see it with each of the seats having the lights in it, and how when they turned them on red for Raw, like that looked sick.
Yeah.
The stage setup being low enough that they could put the crowd behind it, so there was a full 360-degree crowd in there, was awesome. The lighting that they used, the big screens at the top, even backstage when you had that further down in the night when you had Roman and Heyman walking just down a corridor. The corridor looked like a movie set. It was that good. It was just a corridor of a basketball
stadium. The picture was so clear and crisp. It was amazing.
So you have to give 1,000% props to WWE and Triple H for choosing Intuit Dome as the venue for this, and the superb presentation of what this product was on Netflix.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
4K quality of the pictures. The second when The Rock walked out, how good that was. Cinema quality of what he looked like. The announce desk, how good that was. How it lasted the entire night with multiple people being thrown over it. It didn't break.
It looks a lot more sturdy than the other ones, that's for sure.
It does. The mat, we can discuss. I was a little... look, we saw the picture of this on the weekend, and I was like, this can't be...
It got spoiled on the weekend.
This can't be the real one. Because I saw Fortnite. And the floss, and I can't do the dances. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance.
We're sitting down. What are we meant to do?
Yeah, that's a good point. But like, I didn't expect Fortnite to be like right in the center. And Snickers with color and stuff was where their re-ad for the Royal Rumble they've announced. I don't think I would. I didn't notice it by the end of the night. Like, it didn't distract me. It distracted me originally because Fortnite. I was like, why is that there? That should be the Prime logo or WWE.
We're getting new WWE skins.
I hope so.
I'm excited. I hope so.
The Snickers one distracted me because it wasn't black and white. It's color. Yeah. And it was very off-putting, the color on the black mat.
Yeah, it was like when they unveiled the Prime bottle.
Yes.
Like when they did that whole presentation, it was there, the Cherry Breeze in color, blue and red. It was very contrast to the mat. And then once we actually got around to having it on the rings for the pay-per-views, black and white.
Yep.
Perfect. It's fine. We can deal with that. But yeah, having that color there was a little bit much.
That was a change. I think the bigger change that I wasn't prepared for was the referees.
Oh, dude, uncalled for.
Going into a grey polo.
Yeah, very
no stripes,
choice.
No ref colours. Like, I know we mentioned this, that the SmackDown ones for a while were in the blue polos because to match SmackDown, but they still had the stripes.
Yeah.
This was just 1 or 2 stripes down the side. It just I know.
I'm sure we'll get over it eventually.
Oh, absolutely. 100% we will. But it was a change that I wasn't expecting for this.
Me either.
But look, the presentation for how this show looked throughout the entire night, the quality of everything on Netflix and in that stadium was phenomenal. The opening of Triple H asking everyone is ready. The way that like they had the whole ring covered in a big curtain.
Yeah.
And it drops.
Projecting that massive story piece onto that, which is basically the entire history of the WWE.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was talking to Dan as we were doing it. We've got a live video coming out on TikTok as well. That pretty much just gives people a bit of a background for people who have never watched professional wrestling before. Yeah. And I feel like that was an excellent way to start the show.
Yeah.
But then I think after that, it kind of dragged on a little bit because we then had the surprise appearance from The Rock to open the show. Like, we knew he was going to be there. He announced he was there. Did not know he was opening the show, though.
And I, this is going to go, maybe it might be not controversial. I don't know. I think it's controversial because I didn't like it at all. This whole Rock promo. His glasses look stupid. I could not get over them. They look terrible.
Just a little like bridge section.
Well, because I first, like what I said to you, I was like, are they like the Brahma Bull on his glasses? Like, has he got like Rock branded glasses? No, it just looked weird. I didn't like the promo. It was just so self-sufficient of The Rock. It was just so
it was
floating
a typical
his own boat.
Rock promo for these current days that we're in.
But it's the kind of promo that I expect from Rock when he hasn't been on TV for 3 years and he just pops up in WWE and everyone pops for The Rock. He does his thing. I love
for The Rock.
I love the business. You're also great. We love everybody. I'm getting my goosebumps.
The camera was so high definition you could see the goosebumps.
Oh yeah, but I mean he always has them. And then he just does the finally The Rock is back in insert city here. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, he walks out.
He did give a shout out to Cody Rhodes though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Hang on, that's my point, right?
Okay.
Is that generic Rock promo is totally fine because The Rock just shows up once every couple of years or once every 6 months, does the thing everyone loves him, away he goes.
Yeah.
Right now,
he's still final boss.
He's still the final boss. He's been in a story with Cody Rhodes, right? From WrestleMania last year. He beat him up with a belt, said hi to Mama Rhodes for me, made him bleed. The whole stuff with the bloodline, the whole stuff with obviously Roman Reigns and everything. He came out at Survivor Series 1, 2, 3, slit the throat thing. Like he has been a character in stories. This opening promo.
This was not a character.
Nothing.
This was just Dwayne coming out.
This is Dwayne The Rock.
Hey, I'm home. I love everybody. You all did so good. Thanks for keeping this company afloat. And then I don't know what to think about this. It was like,
but for him to say, thanks Cody for carrying this whole company on your back for the last 2 months, point him in the crowd, then go up and give him a hug. Like, what?
Why? And then having a drink with him backstage as well and putting that live on Instagram.
Yep. I don't get it. It wasn't out of character for The Rock.
No.
It was out of character for the final boss.
Yeah. And that's the problem because like the last we saw of him prior to Bad Blood when he did the 1, 2, 3.
Was that Bad Blood, was it?
Yeah, Bad Blood.
Sorry.
I was going to correct you, but I think
that's fine. Just do it subtly now.
So we had that happen. Prior to that, the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, having that interaction with Cody in the ring, swapping belts, very awkward.
Yeah, and
but
then
like having that, like there was still tension there. Like there was something that was going to happen at some point in the future.
We gave him back the watch, right?
Yeah. And then this happens, and then it's just like everything's been buried, and I don't understand why.
There's
like
nothing,
why has
nothing's
nothing
happened.
been carried on? Just give me answers.
And that's kind of where I'm a little bit let down by the start of this show.
Yeah.
Then we go straight into Solo and Roman.
Great match.
Look, fantastic tribal rules match. There was a very good promo that they showed beforehand of Roman and Solo, giving you the whole story and how they both need to be acknowledged, etc. Yeah. I really wish at some point in the last 6 weeks Roman had come out on a microphone somewhere, anywhere, possibly even backstage on a whatever. I don't care. I just wanted Roman to have said that.
Yeah.
And he hasn't cut that promo since
the boat vignette.
The boat vignette, which was after War Games.
Yes, correct.
So we're like a whole month or so plus, where we knew this match was coming. That's where he called the match. He said at the Netflix debut. But
from that until now, nothing.
And so I was a little let down on it. The match itself, great. It was a very typical Roman bloodline match. Everything went crazy, spots galore. Then everyone from the bloodline started to get involved.
So they said they wouldn't do, but they did it anyway.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga came out, pulled the referee out. Then we got Sammy and Jimmy come out. Jacob Fatu looked like an absolute weapon.
Again.
All of the distractions, and then everyone leaves. And we're like, oh, great. So Roman's just now going to hit a spear and win. And then Kevin Owens comes out and hits a stunner.
I was not expecting Kevin Owens of all people to come in.
I popped real hard for that.
Really fucking hard.
Cody then comes out. Even though Cody was ringside 10 minutes beforehand, he then had to go backstage, then come back out, which is, again,
got to make the big grand entrance.
And The Rock had said at the start that he's keeping a very keen eye on this, a close eye on this, and all of this is happening, and The Rock's like, no, not yet.
No.
Nah, not yet.
No.
Nah, not yet. We'll wait for it to finish.
Roman hits 2 spears, gets the 1, 2, 3, which I think we're both a little disappointed about because we discussed last week on the podcast and a couple of weeks prior, like, if Solo loses, where does his bloodline go from here?
And you've got,
There's no clear way forward.
Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, when he comes back, they're fine. They can go off as a tag team.
Yeah,
the Gorillas of Destiny like they were. But Jacob Fatu.
I love you, Solo.
What's he going to acknowledge Solo for now?
Yeah. He doesn't have to Ulafala. He's not a tribal chief anymore.
Why would Jacob Fatu report into Solo when we've all seen that Jacob is better than Solo? I mean, in the ring.
Yeah. I feel like this was the wrong booking decision. Solo should have won because then you still got Reigns trying to get the All Father back. And that's where you could have worked The Rock into this. But as we found out after the match, Roman wins. The Rock appears in the entranceway and he slowly saunters down.
Well, here we go, son. It's going to happen.
Oh, we were just waiting with bated breath. Comes in the ring, grabs the All Father.
People's elbow. Does he get speared? Does he hit Paul Heyman? What does he do? Does he do something?
He does nothing. He puts the All Father on Roman Reigns. Daps him up, gives him a hug. That's it.
He helps him out of the ring. So
either we overbooked ourselves or we just got absolutely blue-balled for no fucking reason.
I would say yes, that we overbooked ourselves, but the problem is we've had 4.5 years of a bloodline story to tell us to overbook everything.
Yes.
Because everything that we've seen so far from the bloodline has been something of this size and magnitude. You're getting a debut, you're getting a turn, you're getting something. There was run-ins,
yeah,
but nothing.
No debut.
Roman's now got his All Father back. Afterwards, like I said, in that beautifully shot thing, he's walking down the hallway and he says, "What?" Paul Heyman's like, "Well, when are we gonna do the celebration?" It's January 27th. You're like, great. So 3 more weeks now, we're not going to see Roman.
Yep.
He's just going to disappear again. He'll come back on the cover of 2K25,
yep.
and that's fantastic. And then he'll show up in the Royal Rumble. Someone eliminate him, go for a match, whatever. But like we were all booking, Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Roman and Cody 3.
And you know what?
I think that's going to happen either.
If it's not going to happen this year, it's never going to happen. Which means the Cody Crybabies definitely ruined it. My lifelong dream.
We got our story.
Lifelong dream to see Roman versus The Rock.
We got our story finished. I don't care about you.
Fuck your story.
The match then that I'll tentatively say now is Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's a lot of people saying Punk wants his favor, and that's to get Heyman back, and then that's Punk and Roman match.
Yeah, I could see that as
well. Which
well.
also could be a match. But I still think the Punk and Seth thing's not finished, and we'll talk about that obviously at the end of this show.
Yeah. Next.
But I mean, yeah, I guess there's not really much more to talk about in the Bloodline match. The spots were great. The table was a great table spot. They hit chairs. Roman just copped the stairs to the head. Like, this really made Solo look. This was probably one of the best booked solo matches in a long time.
Yeah. He looked like a beast. He looked like $1 million. He looked like an absolute credible threat to the main event scene in general. So.
And the finish, obviously, when they took out the referee, so that they got the count with no referee there, so there was a visible pin of Roman. I just wasn't. I'm not sold on the booking. I'm not sold on The Rock. The Rock is what has ruined the whole first half of this show for me.
Yeah,
was the way that he came out and has kind of just decided that I'm babyface again, back on the board of directors. I'm the babyface. I'm going to take a swig of my tequila and drive off and say I'll see my daughter at NXT tomorrow night.
It's going to be on NXT tomorrow.
Which is crazy, but
I'm excited.
That's not what we wanted from the final boss.
No.
The final boss was such a great character because he was here. And this promo and stuff just made him Dwayne The Rock Johnson again.
Pretty disappointing. Moving on to the next segment of the night.
What was the next?
John Cena comes out to begin his farewell tour.
I don't think I'm ready for his farewell tour. And I think this tonight.
I haven't even seen the first match yet. I'll start getting that way once I see a match or two.
Look, I love the fact that he called himself out that he hasn't won in over 2,000 days.
Yes, correct.
And everyone's like, I should win my 17th, but I think my win-loss record
I don't see that happening.
Proves it. And then he kind of turned himself around and was like, no, if you want it, then maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll go into the Royal Rumble. And I wasn't going to go in and do a little thing in the Rumble, but maybe I'll go into it and I win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, what if I win the Royal Rumble?
What if I go through and get a miracle?
Just like that switch in character.
Absolutely. The line where it was like, what if I get the miracle and I win the Money in the Bank? And you and I just looked at each other like, that's what I booked. That's what I said.
That's what Dan's booked. Go check it out in another video. We'll put that link.
That's part of our predictions for 2025 is that I'm predicting John Cena wins Money in the Bank and then cashes it in his last match in December. Which I think would be a fantastic story to tell. And it seems like that's kind of what John's looking at here. Is, he was saying that, he's had his time. Their time is now.
Yeah.
He wants to put over everybody else on the way out, which I think is good. And I think that
absolutely.
The fact that when, he's like, people are wanting matches with Gunther and Drew McIntyre and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and like the pops got louder or softer. Boo, boo.
Mixed reaction.
The biggest was for Cody and the biggest was for Punk.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So I'm keen to see it. I like the fact that in the post-match presser, if you went and watched that, he talked about, wanting to give back and how he's going to give 100%, give his all for this run. And they were talking about, him being the prototype and then the thugonomics, and they were going to get multiple characters from him.
Yeah.
And he kind of hinted that, his tour is going to be based upon the places he's at. Like the shirt that he was wearing tonight was blue for LA, and he'll do different colors for different places he goes.
As soon as the green one comes out, if he goes to Green Bay, Wisconsin,
Boston,
there's like a Packers themed one.
He'll do a Celtics one in Boston, something like that.
The green one comes out, I'm getting it.
Yeah, of course you are. But yeah, I liked it. I think it was good. It fired him up. It's put him in the Royal Rumble. It's given everybody that hope that he will go for his 17th and he might win the Royal Rumble. And then you got later on, someone like Punk saying he's going in the Rumble. You've already got, Roman possibly looking at the Rumble. Like instantly now you've got, all right, credible people going to win this Rumble. It's not going to just be
a lot of main event talent in this Rumble, and it's going to be really hard to pick a winner, I think.
Correct. The way that takes me out of the Royal Rumble is when it's like Otis and the Street Profits and the LWO and all, and you're like, none of them are winning. But like, if you throw me,
it's kind of like when you think about it, like we went all the way back to, I think like 2015, 2016, we had Taker in the Rumble. We had Goldberg, we had Lesnar, we had Roman, we had all these high profile superstars. And you're like, holy shit, any one of them could win. We don't have that a lot these days. Usually it's like a handful of people you're like, okay, they're the obvious choices to win. But I feel like this year we're going to have a lot more depth in that Royal Rumble roster, and I can't wait to see what happens.
And I think now, after seeing this episode, and look, it's the first episode on Netflix. It's the first major Raw of the year. The WrestleMania main event side of it is open.
Yeah. Apparently Triple H has already got it penciled in.
Yeah, but that could be the Cody Randy KO side.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens on the other side? Is it Gunther? I mean, I was a little surprised that of all of the celebrity appearances, like you got what? We had LA Knight, we had Rey Mysterio, we had Nikki Bella, we had Tiffany Stratton, we had Stephanie McMahon, we had Nick Khan, X-Pac. There was celebrities like Vanessa Hudgens was there.
Yeah.
Obviously Travis Scott comes out, Ashton Kutcher. All of those people shown in the crowd. Everyone's watching Raw. Everyone's got keen eyes on things. Damian Priest came out later as well. Gunther wasn't there.
No, he got a vignette.
Your world heavyweight champion was not on the show.
It's a little bit suspect. He was there in the arena because I saw something on social media afterwards because I had a little post of Gunther set up at the arena where you could go up and you could like hit it and it'll test your power.
Okay.
Or something dumb like that. And he went up and he like slapped himself and knocked himself out.
I knew that they'd given him time off for Christmas and obviously he has to go back to Austria or Europe for it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like 100% he deserves it, right? But then he also fought CM Punk in a steel cage in Chicago after Boxing Day. So like he's here. Why is your world champion not on the show?
It's not a good sign.
I don't know.
He's dropping that title soon.
Weird booking.
Yeah. Moving on to the next segment, which is a match. The only women's match on the card.
Oh, there's only 4 matches. Let's not call it the only one. There's still a quarter of the matches was women's.
Yeah. Liv and Rhea one-on-one with Raquel and Dom at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
The much speculated last woman standing match never happened.
No, it's just a standard match, which is fine.
Standard match, and Mami, as always, is on top.
Man, that pinning finished the bottle. Oh my goodness!
If you could find a picture of that, it's gonna be right here.
That was something special.
Dan said he would appreciate being on either end of that.
I would accept either way. Yep, for sure, absolutely. I did quite like the match itself, though. I think they put on a really good match, and the fact that Liv was on top for a chunk of it was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It made her look strong. It made Rhea look super strong. They did the same spot that they did at SummerSlam with Dom distracting them with the belt, so the chair goes in, so she hits the
Oblivion, which Rhea kicked out of. Liv also kicked out of a Riptide.
That was crazy.
That was insane.
But that was great. That was needed because that proves that Liv was not just a fluke.
Yeah. It's no flash in the pan.
So that was really fantastic. Overall, great match. Finish where she goes for an Oblivion and Rhea just holds her. Yeah. She's like, nah.
Why doesn't everyone do that?
Nah. I'm not falling off the ropes.
No. Riptide.
Double Riptide.
Picks her up. Riptiding it.
It's burnt into my retinas.
Keep it in your pants.
Great finish. I'm glad that Mummy's got the title again. At the post-match presser, they interviewed her and she said, look, shoulder for a shoulder, injury for an injury between her and Liv. she accepted what it was. Like, it wasn't out of nowhere that they injured each other. That's why they had the feud. Yeah. But, Liv went too far. She took everything from her. I've now taken it all back. Yeah. She can keep Dom. She doesn't want him. Which was hilarious because she obviously low-blowed him after the match, gave him a riptide, which was very overdue. But the positive thing, and the thing that we were, I think, most excited about from all of this, was that Rhea said in the post-match press conference, "This is done.
It's done. It's done. I swear to God,
it's done."
If Rhea comes out on Monday Night Raw next week and Liv's music is the first one to hit, and it's not a it's not a Liv going, "You beat me fair and square, we're done." Yeah, and they try and continue this feud, I'm fucking done.
No, I think this is done.
It's got to be done.
And the way that
everyone's over it.
The way that Rhea was sort of saying, she's just now back at the top.
Yep, she's got a target on her back. Anyone who wants the title,
come get me.
Come get it.
Great. Let's throw Io at her. Let's throw.
Well, everyone's now starting to want Rhea versus Io at WrestleMania. So Io to win the Royal Rumble is a bit of a shoe-in.
Okay, I could see it. What if it's an NXT person?
Ties in with my theory.
Look, watch our predictions video. We'll put the link in our comments below. And while you do that, make sure you like and subscribe. Specifically, comment, and subscribe because we'd love more engagement.
Most importantly, let's not forget.
The end of this match was fantastic. Obviously, that she gets the title and then she walks out. And
dong! Oh, it's the Undertaker's dong!
The fact that Rhea said that, "Calling the dong hit me." Undertaker's dong hit me after the match. I was like, it's gong, Rhea, not his dong, but funny. I'll let it slide. And the American Badass came out, did a lap of the
ring. They did the nice little pose.
Rhea's a professional though, right? Because you watch that, she talks to him.
She leans in and she's like, "When do we do it?"
But did you watch how she got the title over her shoulder? So she had the title and then the arms. She knew exactly.
Absolute consummate professional.
Our tweet, which I was very proud of, is the American Badass and the Australian's Great Ass up on Raw.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. It was a great look for her. I mean, getting the rub from Taker is pretty huge.
Can't ask for anything better than that.
Considering that, the Terror Twins is the
bisexual
Undertaker and Damian Priest. So that's quite funny.
They touched on that in the press conference as well. She got asked what that feels to be a part of a sort of segment with the Undertaker like that. And I said it while we were watching it. I was like, she's similar to our age, a little bit younger than us, but she grew up like we did watching the Undertaker. And to be involved in a segment like that where you're standing side by side with one of the greatest of all time, that's absolutely crazy.
I know in this they cut up to the box a whole lot where the superstars were all partying and drinking.
The Netflix producers.
The Netflix people are up there and stuff. And that was cool. And New Day were off in the corner being grumpy. But I reckon the Austin Theories, Grayson Wallers, the Katana Jets.
Having a blast.
Mate, they had The Rock, John Cena, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Seth Rollins, CM Punk. They had all the current stars and all these guys from all of our childhoods.
What a card.
But just in the building.
Yeah.
So you could just walk backstage and
"Oh, hey, Undertaker.
How you going? How you going, Taker? Hey, Michelle McCool. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Nikki Bella. You started the
I was very surprised to see Nikki there.
I was very surprised they called her Nikki Bella too.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff with them, not coming back and being Garcia and stuff. I
swear I saw a tweet where they were throwing shade at WWE a few weeks back. So it's very weird.
No, I didn't think
unless that was just an old.
It was a while ago they did. It was a while ago they did when Danielson was in AEW.
For a second, I was waiting for them to announce who it was because I generally did not know who it was.
Mate,
I couldn't figure it out.
It's not going to be Brian Danielson's wife, that's for sure.
Oh, why not?
It's going to be the other one.
Yeah, fair point. Next segment. We got a little backstage segment that we need to touch on before we move into the next match.
We do?
American Made.
Oh,
confronting Adam Pearce.
So first of all, you had Bayley talking to Adam Pearce, having a little sneaky little thing.
Yeah.
She's now tweeted Netflix and chill, ? Bayley and Rhea?
Yeah.
You don't care?
That doesn't excite me as much as Rhea and Io.
Yeah, and that's probably fair.
Yeah.
But I think you just need let's shift a few people around.
Yeah,
we need some change.
Put Liv and Raquel on SmackDown. Have them be the ones who took out Jade, and that's your way forward.
And then they go for the tag titles,
and that way they can be away from Rhea.
Yes, I agree.
It's plain and simple.
But yeah, Chad Gable talks about, this 25 is going to be a big year for him. He's finally going to win some singles gold, and he's going to prove everybody wrong because, everyone says that he can't win singles matches and he can't beat luchadors. So give me the best luchador you got.
It's me.
It's
maybe a Monday Night Raw next week.
Yeah, quick, take a mask. Go. Very clear that they've been dropping. They've been dropping Penta hints for weeks now.
Yeah.
We thought there was going to
reveal today.
The what?
The logo reveal with his mask
name.
and the writing. The
Said
fact
Penta.
that they've tied his eyes into the P and the A as well. Looks phenomenal.
It's going to be great. His mask is at the back over there.
Can't really tell, but that's him.
That's a Penta mask. I might wear it when we do our Raw review next week.
Oh.
But yeah, this will be a very good way to get Penta over and show what he can do, because Chad Gable is brilliant in the ring. He's also a shit-eating heel.
Yep.
So you're going to love Penta when he comes out.
Yep.
Because a lot of talk was that it was going to be Ray. When Ray was having this feud with the New Day that he needed to find a partner to help them out, people were saying, it's going to be Penta and then he's going to get stuck in the LWO. And there was talk, I think I was watching Santi, maybe in one of his predictions videos, saying that the only way he'd accept that would be if Penta turns on Ray before the end of the match.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see him with LWO. I don't want to see him being the next guy. Because even last week they said that when they were talking to the LWO, it's like you're the hat guy, you're the mask guy, and you're the no hat guy. Yeah. They're already on that level. You can't throw Penta there. Yeah. So this hopefully gives him a chance to shine by himself and just be Penta.
And he'll put on an absolute barn burner.
Put on a banger. Yeah.
Banger.
What's next?
Dre. Jay versus Drew. Let's just cut to the fucking chase. The finish of this match was the most disappointing thing I've seen in my life.
There was absolute silence. Dan Archer would have been so proud of our living room because it was like,
this was me.
Good match, great things. Hits a claymore. He kicks out. Whatever. We got some super kicks. We got some Jay stuff. He gets his spot back, and then he falls down. And now Drew's going to finish him because he can't even stand up. And he claymores. He misses. Rolls him up. 1, 2, 3.
Bloody roll up! Come on, guys.
Only thing I hope from
I
this
thought for sure Drew was going to win this match.
Is Drew just goes more unhinged.
Yeah, that's what we need.
He has to just go more unhinged. That how could you roll me up? How could this is a blood feud? I hate you and your family so much, and you rolled me up. Yeah. Speaking of rolling up, Travis Scott.
Travis Scott accompanied. Sorry, that's my alarm. Let me turn that off.
Bringing Jay out with his music. Because I thought that we said that there was going to be a Travis Scott performance, which didn't actually happen.
No, the performance did not happen, and maybe I just misunderstood because the song. A Travis Scott song is
the new Raw theme. Yeah.
I've heard perform and I was like, he's going to do it.
That's what I thought too.
Unless they just cut it because of time.
No, they're on Netflix. They can do what they want.
Maybe Rocky took up all the time.
The Pat and Michael Cole yeeting on the announce table and then dabbing up Travis Scott as he walks in whilst he's smoking a joint down the...
He's smoking some sage.
Some sage. No, it was not sage. I love the fact, Jay, when he's being talked backstage at the end of the show, he's like, hey, Travis Scott, next time let me hit it. And then Triple H on the post-match was like, Jay, thank you very much for not hitting it.
Yeah.
Because that would have been real awkward to explain why one of our pro wrestlers was having a smoke as he walks down to the ring.
I could just see the sensitive Karens just freaking out online over this.
Well, I mean, The Rock was drinking tequila backstage and then hops into his ute and drives off. Yeah. And then Travis Scott's taking a blunt.
We're back, baby.
Attitude Era is back. But then when The Rock walked out and said, let's fucking go, they bleeped it out. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. Fantastic entrance. Again, to go back to the presentation of this episode on Netflix, the drone shots.
Oh, the drone shots were fantastic.
Of this walk. It was so great. It was probably one of the best Jey Uso entrances. Yeah. Apart from, I think, maybe the one with Sammy in Canada, where Sammy walked back up all the way to meet Jay outside, then they came back in. Yeah, that was, I think, probably one of my favorites. This was top-notch, though. Everyone was so into it. They were jumping on the tables. It went for 17 minutes. It was everyone just yeeting forever. Ooh, that's all I got. But yeah, the match was fine, but yeah, the roll-up finish sucks.
Not happy.
Then can we boo Hulk Hogan?
That's all we need to say. Hulk Hogan came out and he got booed.
You know what? Do you know what's funny? Was that
the Hulk Hogan still thinks he's relevant?
Correct. And the WWE still want to book him to think that he's relevant. I think Netflix, you've learnt your lesson. We don't want him.
I don't care if his beer is a sponsor. That's the last I see of him until Saturday night's main event, which we assume he's going to make some sort of appearance.
Yeah.
And after that, just keep him off TV.
And then he can show up to WrestleMania and we can boo him there as well, because why not? But like he had his shirt on with his Real American beer and then he rips it open and like,
Netflix on Raw.
I mean, that was fine. But like, I would have booked that spot as any one of the other celebrities in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, you get cut to Ashton Kutcher, then you cut to LA Knight, and then you cut to Hulk Hogan, and he rips his shirt,
boom,
and you're
done.
like, oh, that's it. Done.
We didn't need him coming out and saying...
The promo he cut, he got booed. He got booed above his promo.
It was just terrible. I don't even remember 90% of it. Just like him talking about, I'm WWE, brother. I've been here for 40 plus years, brother.
And all the partnerships we've had, brother.
All the tag teams we've had, brother. You fans are the greatest tag team, brother. And now we're on the Netflix, which they're the greatest tag team partner, brother. Like, fuck off.
That was it. That was it. It was great.
I'm so sick of Hulk Hogan.
I'm very glad he got booed out of the building.
Yeah.
Controversial take or not, Hulk Hogan sucks.
Yeah. Let's move on to something more exciting.
Seth Rollins saving everybody's life and coming out, and then everyone starts cheering again.
Yeah. And singing, whoa,
whoa.
And then your boy.
We can move.
CM Punk
out of the way
come
for a
down.
while. And let's see if we can do this match from figures, right? We should probably switch them because it's your boy. It's my boy.
Oh, look, it's a foreshadowing.
So then, like, you know, like I get you up for a GTS. We punch a lot, and then I go for the GTS. And then you get me, and then you GTS me, and then you stomp me, and then I stomp you, and then it was top rope superplex. So we go up here. This was a great finish. The finish of this was
grown men playing with toys on a podcast.
This is the content that you watch us for, ladies and gentlemen. The superplex where he hits, superb, and then we go up for the Falcon Arrow, and Punk's like, nah, GTS baby.
But the way that Seth Rollins, for one, let's go back and like talk about this match from the start.
Okay, let's do it properly.
They came with fists ablazing, throwing punches immediately, which we discussed.
It's going to be a fight
last week. Yep. It was going to be a fight. We needed that to be the start of the match, and then they can move on into actual wrestling. They went out into the crowd, brawled for a bit. They were doing shit on the announce table.
And I like that they didn't make it a no DQ match or anything, but they just kind of both said to the referee, "Shut up, let it happen, leave us alone."
Let him go.
And he's like, "But you know, I don't want to do." And he was like, "Just do it." And I'm like, "All right, you boys called it. Go for it."
They hit each other's finishes a couple of times.
Yep.
No pinfalls from it.
Punk copying the go to sleep, then rolling out of the ring in the post-match presser. He was like,
simple.
maybe I should be nicer to people because I've never been hit with it before and it really hurts.
There you go. And you look at the way that he took it. He put his head right down and he got Seth Rollins' knee full on.
Flushed in the head. I'm
surprised he didn't do the like Seth Rollins John Cena thing where Seth broke Cena's nose.
Yeah.
I expected something to happen.
I expected Punk to blade in this match for sure. I expected blood at some point, especially when they were rolling around outside and going across the table and stuff. I was like, there's got it. Like, it's the first on Netflix.
Blood. It wasn't Punk, though.
It was Seth, and it was hard.
And it was after the match.
It's the hard way. So he copped it from the knees. But look, to our fans on TikTok and everywhere that don't, like the best in the world, CM Punk.
The best.
I think I can very clearly stand by him now and say he is not washed. He is a 46-year-old man, and he is
46 is just a number.
Absolutely, he's in the best shape of his life right now. His mind, his booking, his wrestling intellect is second to none.
His body's just failing him.
Yeah, but not yet. Give him time. He's still got a little bit.
Right, that was his word.
I know. He'll be all right.
He's not washed though.
But this match was great, and it wasn't carried by Seth. This was a great match between two great wrestlers.
Absolutely.
And I think that someone said on one of the questions afterwards, like the chemistry that you have, like when you guys have that kind of a thing, like your souls touch and whatever, blah, blah. It's just a quote from one of the bottom boxer. It was like when you're in a ring in that kind of environment, like when you're fighting someone that close, your souls touch, you come intertwined with the moment.
It's kind of poetic.
It was very poetic. And Punk kind of, he got it, but he was kind of like, I'm not going to quite say yes to that. But he gave Seth respect that, they've been both in the industry for so long.
But yeah, that finish,
the match was so good though, and like people that go and say, "Oh, yeah, Punk can't wrestle anymore." I mean, this was his
watch that match.
This is his first match on Raw since 2011. Okay, that's probably not great. But he's an attraction wrestler now.
Yeah.
And when he puts on a match, you look at this, you look at the SummerSlam match, you look at the Hell in a Cell match with Drew, you look at what he's done. He pays off, man.
Yep.
And, you know, he even said that, you know, people were saying, oh, what this year, do you want to have a match with Cena or do you want to have a match with The Rock?
He wants the title.
He wants gold. But he essentially said he wants the big matches. And if those matches pay big money, then he's interested.
Absolutely.
Seth,
he's here to make money, not to make friends.
This was a fantastic main event.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can go on record now and say that him and Seth were the first main event of Raw on Netflix in front of...
And he was the winner.
The biggest gate that they've ever had in America, obviously, because every time they do. But it'll be a massive crowd. Like Triple H was saying afterwards, there's 238 million subscribers to Netflix, right? You're not going to get 200 million people watching,
grow,
right?
Grow. And like, that's the thing. Like, we watch live. Not everybody's going to watch live. They might watch a little delayed. They might watch it that night. Like, for us Australians, Raw's midday. So maybe they'll watch at night. Maybe they'll watch the following day. Like,
and it's
I
different.
think it's going to be a better way to track how much people actually watch the product rather than just tracking what the live numbers do.
And different being in America, you watch USA Network. You watch it live with commercials and stuff.
We didn't get commercials here.
We didn't. It was great. But if you didn't watch it live, then you had to go back and watch a stream of it on Peacock afterwards, or you had to watch the YouTube clips.
Yeah.
Now it's on Netflix. You just log on to Netflix, click Raw, and away it goes. And that'll track as a video, as a watch. Yep. So WWE, we had to watch every time someone logs in. And
someone's clicked on that.
People in Australia, like unlike us that are bums and take the day off work so we can watch wrestling and do a podcast just for you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe for that content. A lot of people be working. Yeah. So, you know, in 5, 6, 7 hours time, people finished up for dinner, put the kids to bed, chuck on Raw at night. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic match. Presented perfectly. Yeah. The way they told the story, and it was great.
The looking at each other across from the ring at the end of the match after Punk had won.
And
this ain't done.
We
all know it's not done.
It's not done. No.
Especially now that Seth lost. That's fuel to his fire. Because he hasn't expelled that cancer.
And if you didn't watch this, but there was a great interview with Seth on the WWE YouTube channel beforehand, about 20 minutes or so. And he goes around and saying that, you know, like true power people don't jump off the ship when the ship's sinking. You stay on the ship and you get it back. And Punk jumped off the ship. And Seth stayed there. Seth built the ship back, got it back running, and he was the captain. And now Punk wants to jump back on the ship and think he's the captain. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And he also said that, you know, Punk brings the worst out in him, and, you know, the colleagues in the back can see it. His wife can see it. His friends can see it. That when he's around Punk or dealing with Punk, he's the worst version of Seth Rollins that he is.
I can't wait to see heel Seth Rollins back.
Oh, mate.
I'm so ready for it, dude.
Heel Seth Rollins, heel Drew McIntyre, heel Kevin Owens, all three of them getting even angrier at stuff.
They're really, really building up to that now. Especially now that KO interfered in that Roman solo match. That just works towards Drew's agenda.
What about an Elimination Chamber? Right? You've got the chamber matches.
I'm waiting.
But at Elimination Chamber, you've got a 6-man tag. Drew, KO, Seth against Roman, Cody, Punk. Do you imagine the star power of that match? The other match I'd love to see too. Maybe this is post WrestleMania. I don't know how they pull it out if they did it. I'd love to see Seth and Becky against Punk and AJ.
Oh,
mixed tag match.
That would be a fantastic match. We're hoping to get a AJ Lee return in the Rumble, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I think we're going to wrap it up there. That pretty much covers everything from the first ever Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Overall rating, what do you reckon, Dan?
I'm going to give the production and the change in quality of everything to Netflix 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, superb. The fact that they don't have time limits, they can just book when they want. It'll go for 2.5 hours. It'll go for 3.5 hours. It'll go for 2 hours, 57 minutes. It'll go for 2 hours and 12 minutes. Doesn't matter. Whatever Triple H books a week, that's what it'll be.
And it'll work.
The no ads, the presentation of the mat, I'll get used to.
The refs will get used to.
The refs will get used to. The ring announcement team having Pat and Michael Cole back. Those two just look like they have so much fun.
They really do. And the fact that they were standing on the announce table yeeting as Jay
for a very long time. Like, Michael Cole's like 60.
Yeah. Just shows you how much fun they have.
So that 100%, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. Booking wise, I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's a bit lower just because like I really thought Drew needed that win, but I guess Jay winning, especially in the way that he did,
pisses him off even more.
Yeah, we can continue that feud. I'm still skeptical about Roman winning and what happens with the bloodlines from here. So
and Rock cutting a babyface promo kind of makes me think Rock's not coming to WrestleMania.
Yeah, and that's a really big takeaway because there was no development from the Rock side of this story.
Yeah.
So
unless The Rock goes to NXT New Year's Eve tomorrow and gets into a feud with Ethan Page, and then it's The Rock versus Ethan Page at WrestleMania 41. That's a huge match to book. No?
Do it.
We're not going to do it?
Do it.
The Rock versus Trick Williams?
Mm.
The Rock versus Ridge Holland?
No.
Rock taking over Chase University and versus Andre Chase? No? Let's see what else I can put out. I can't win you over at all. Okay, all right, we do it. Look, I'll give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think it
it
looks
was a
great.
very solid Monday Night Raw. I think I definitely overbooked. I got myself way too excited, but it was still absolute class.
We popped for the right things. Mami winning was great. Undertaker coming out was fantastic. John Cena having this year is going to be a career year for him, which is going to be superb. Punk and Seth was... I'd love to see what Meltzer gives it.
4.5.
I don't think he'll give it 5.
No. I don't think... I was thinking to myself as I've been watching it, I don't think this is a 5-star quality match, but it's definitely higher than a 4.
Yeah, well, he gave Punk and Drew 5 in the cage.
Yeah.
So I reckon this is 4.5. I reckon it's a really good match. Yeah, I'm interested to see where everything goes going forward. It's
great time to be a wrestling fan.
It really is. And I'm super keen for Raw on Netflix. Like, the presentation and the way that it all looked was brilliant. It looks fantastic.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been Mr. Dan Danielson. I have been Rowdy Roddy Reece. This is the pool table of relevancy, and we are in Madison Square Garage, based in Australia. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, join our Discord, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X.
Yep.
All of the above.
I was live tweeting half this event. It was great.
Yep. Fantastic. We'll see you next time down under the mat.
What are we too sweating?
Too sweet. We wanted TMDK shirts. We can do it.